I think, again, we heard a lot of people explain how the whole industry is changing. It's not just by putting a hotel anywhere in the world or anywhere in Sri Lanka, I don't think one can make money. One needs to create value and make the value for money proposition in each of the properties. Because brick and mortar is not what's selling now, it's the experience, as we all heard. So I'm not going to tell you more about it. I think if you can make a unique experience, we at Jetwing do try to do that. We do make we are also trying to go to different areas to make it accessible to rural people. So investment can, as Richard spoke in the morning about over-tourism, I think if you don't concentrate on the areas where people are visiting, if you can create new destinations like we've done at Velavai, where we went to Gaul. Gaul was not a destination. There were no hotels in Gaul. We created a hotel in Gaul, and there were, as you know, Gaul is now one of the most popular destinations in the country. So like that, I think all of us can invest in areas which have potential. Again, I think one of the other speakers said that tourists decide where they want to go. Ella is quite a good example of that. They decided where they want to go. Tourist board didn't have anything to do with developing Ella. So I think the whole paradigm is shifting. I don't think we can go by the statistics. We need to understand the markets. We need to understand what visitors want from Sri Lanka. Again, different markets. Chinese will want something. Indians will want a different thing. Europeans will want. So I think we need to, it's a little more complex. We need to understand what each wants and which market are we targeting in which property. And I think if you do that, you understand that, you can make money.
And Shiromal, one of the questions was, will you be only focusing on lodging and hotels, or are there other parts of the value chain you want to focus on?
The other parts also, because again, us as a company, or I'm sure everybody is, there are lots of opportunities now. If you want to do, if you're a cook, you can still make something. If you're a driver, if you're a guide, if you're it can be anything. Family seller, you can make money because these are the experiences that people want. So we as a company are also looking at experiences. Most of our hotels do have curated experiences for people to visit. Not necessarily people who are in our hotels, but people from other hotels also do come and do it, and lots of others do it too. So we will be investing in other related areas as well. I would personally prefer, maybe a company would like, I think there's a lot of top line taxes on especially the hotel revenue. I think about 1/3 of it goes as taxes and service charge and various other on the top line. So maybe if that can be reduced, we can become more competitive. Again, somebody alluded in the morning about the local government taxes, the provincial taxes. So there's all kinds of other elements that come in. If all these can be streamlined, it would definitely be helpful.
I think the starting point is, our base is very low, like 2.3 million. So to go to 5 million, except for certain areas like Yada and Singilia, we probably won't have over-tourism to go to 5 million. Bali this year is expected to get about 7 million foreign arrivals. Cambodia is over 5 million, Thailand is 40 million. So 5 million is probably manageable. It's a long-term issue. Over-tourism is probably a long-term issue. And that 5 million number, I think your research report also thinks it's achievable by 2025. And I think it is very achievable by 2025, especially given what is likely to happen out of India. We've seen how, from about 25 years ago, how the Chinese started flooding into their neighboring countries. And that outbound story from India is just starting to happen. It won't happen at the same pace as China because the kind of economic growth you're seeing in India is not so rapid. But Sri Lanka will be a big beneficiary of the Indian outbound explosion. Already you're seeing arrivals to the Maldives is up 50% from India this year. Phuket is up over 300% this year, arrivals from India. So once we recover from this Easter, the numbers from India will grow significantly. So 5 million by 2025, very achievable. And just on experiences, just on Colombo, when we spoke about Yala and cultural attractions and so on, we did some research in some key cities in India about 6 or 7 years ago, just to understand what the Indian outbound traveler is looking for in a destination like Sri Lanka. And they see it more like a short haul, 3 to 4 days. They look at Colombo as a destination. And it's not, obviously not shopping. You get enough shopping in India, and there are other destinations. It's proximity, and they're looking for experiences like eating out, bars, clubs, other kinds of entertainment, which you mentioned as well. So that's where we think, and you look at the Chinese story, they've gone into Hong Kong, tens of millions into Hong Kong, Manila, various neighboring cities. So Colombo, we think, is one location where there could be a big positive impact from the Indian outbound travel.
So how do you, if you focus yourself on Colombo, how do you exploit the opportunity? What do you invest in? We've obviously got a lot of inventory of rooms coming. What else can people invest in?
It's, Dilip mentioned, just the rooms, there is an issue with the rates you have right now. That may change over the next 10 years, especially if you have different types of entertainment that can attract the higher end travelers. But you can recover some of the investment cost by selling residential. You can get higher returns on retail, office space, and so on. So an integrated complex targeting the higher end is one way of exploiting the opportunity. But a lot needs to happen. Not where we are today, but if there are certain things done which would require private sector initiative, but also steps by the government, I think you can make a hotel work.
It basically is the blueprint for sustainable tourism. So one of the things that we are trying to evangelize is follow that plan in terms of thinning out the crowds. Apart from conventional environmental measures, in terms of even going for smaller numbers, higher value add, integrating better with local communities is what leads to sustainability. Because I'm firmly of the view that our current trajectory is not sustainable. So that Vision 2025 document is a gem, and that's something that we in the industry and through the Alliance, and Shiromal as co-chair of the Alliance, will be pushing everybody to try and adhere, and importantly for government policy to follow that plan.